Alicia here with another Lighten Up Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today I am going to be doing my version of an apple cinnamon roll bubble up. Now I love the bubble ups. I have several of them on my channel, but I realized that I don't have a dessert version of one. So that's what this is going to be today, this apple cinnamon roll one. This is going to be kind of a sweet twist on the bubble up casseroles in a apple cinnamon roll version. I've never done this before, so I thought I'd take you guys along with me, see how it turns out. So let me first jump into ingredients and I'll show you what I'm going to be using to make this. For the cinnamon roll dough, its base is going to be the 2 ingredient dough. So what that is going to be is, first off, 2 cups of self-rising flour. I'm also, or I should say, have 1/8 of a cup also factored in to knead the dough. But for the dough itself, you're going to need 2 cups. And then here I've got some no-fat Greek yogurt. This Fage is my favorite. It just works really well, especially with this 2 ingredient dough because it's got a nice thick consistency. But you're going to need 1.5 cups of a plain fat-free Greek yogurt. Next up for the dough, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of a no-calorie powdered sugar. I'm just using the Lakanto brand, but you can use whatever type that you like. I'm also going to be adding an egg to that and a tablespoon vanilla extract. So that's going to be everything for the dough. For the apple mixture in this, I've got some Granny Smith apples here. I'd say they're medium to large size, but what I'm looking for once I've got these peeled and diced up is 4 cups. And you can use whatever type of apple that you like. I just prefer the Granny Smith in this type of thing because I just think it pairs really well. The tart apple pairs really well with the sweet. I'm also going to be using 4 tablespoons of this Brunch brown. It's just a light butter spread, a teaspoon cinnamon, and then 1/4 cup of this Lakanto golden. You're also going to need 1/2 cup of a classic 0-calorie sweetener. Again, I'm using the Lakanto, and then 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon for your cinnamon sugar mixture that you're going to need for this. For the milk mixture in this, you're going to need 3 large eggs, 1/3 cup milk. I'm using this Almond Breeze, and again, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then finally, for the icing on this, I am going to be using the powdered Lakanto again, 1/2 cup of that, 1/4 teaspoon vanilla, and then 2 tablespoons of my fat-free Greek yogurt. And that is everything that is in this, so let me get it started. First thing I'm going to do is get my apples peeled and chopped up, and then I'm going to just put those diced pieces in this measuring cup here so I can measure out the 4 cups that I'm looking for. I'll show you real quick how I'm going to cut my pieces. First, I just use this apple slicer, and then I just chop each slice into 4 or 5 pieces. So that's kind of the size that I'm looking for. So I'm going to finish these up and then I'll be back. Got my 4 cups of apples chopped up here. That took 2.5 total. But again, these are probably a little more on the large side. So I would say if you had 3 more medium-sized apples, that would give you closer to the 4 cups. So now I'm going to take these over to my stove. Here's my little kitchen helper for the day. Just in case you hear any meowing. She's sitting there looking at the birds out the window. So over here at my stove, I've got a large skillet that I've got on medium heat. I'm going to add in my butter spread that I've measured out. I'm going to just let that melt in there. And I'm going to add in my apples, 1/4 cup Lakanto brown, and teaspoon cinnamon. And then I'm going to just stir this occasionally and let it cook in here until those apples have mostly softened up. But while these are cooking in here, I'm going to get my dough going. Actually, before I get my dough going, I'm going to get my sugar and cinnamon mixture ready to go for the dough. So I'm just going to take a Ziploc bag here, add in my 1/2 cup Lakanto Classic, and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then I'm going to just zip this up and shake this up. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and work on my dough. For my dough, I've got a medium to large size bowl here, and I'm gonna first off add in my 2 cups self-rising flour and my 2 tablespoons calorie-free powdered sugar. And I'm gonna just whisk this together to get it combined. And I'm gonna set that aside. And in another medium-sized bowl, I'm gonna add in my egg, 1.5 cups Greek yogurt, and tablespoon vanilla. And then I'm gonna just whisk all that together. That all mixed together, so now I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna add it to my dry ingredients. And I'm gonna stir that in until a dough starts to form. Okay, here's how that's looking. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pour this out and I'm gonna knead it for probably about 2 to 5 minutes until I get it all combined. And if I need extra flour, I will add that in. So I'm gonna just knead this. And also I have been stirring my apples occasionally as I've been doing all this, just to make sure they're doing all right. And I did go ahead and add a little bit of flour because this is getting pretty sticky as I'm kneading it. But I've got that 1/8 cup factored in. I've got this kneaded out, so now I'm gonna cut it in half just to make it easier to work with. And I'm gonna roll out each half. To probably about 1/4 inch thickness. And then I'm gonna just take my knife here and cut this up into strips. And then the other way. So I've got little pieces. Then I'm gonna take the little pieces and I'm gonna drop them in my Ziploc bag here that I've got the sugar cinnamon mixture in. And try to keep them as separate as you can. They are gonna wanna stick together. But I'm just gonna toss all those in, shake them up, and just give them a shake. Try to get them as well coated as I can. And again, they're gonna stick, so you'll have to go in and kind of break them apart. But I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna finish up the rest of my dough, cutting it up into little chunks and adding it into the bag here. Here's how my apples are looking. It was about 10 minutes. I went ahead and turned the heat off on this, and I'm gonna just let it sit here while I finish up my dough. And I'm also gonna get my oven preheating to 350. I've got all my dough in here. Hopefully you can see it. And it's not all perfectly evenly coated, but good enough. So now I'm gonna take this over to my apples. So now I'm gonna just dump them on top of my apples and stir them in with the apples the best that I can. Again, they're gonna stick a little bit, especially the longer they sit out, kind of the warmer temperature, but I'm gonna get this mixed together the best that I can. I've got a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish here. I'm gonna give it a quick spray with some cooking spray, which I'm pretty sure I did not show this in my ingredients in the beginning, but I will have that listed down below in the ingredients list in the description box and also on my www recipe builder link. So now I'm gonna take my mixture, I'm gonna just pour it in and smooth it in. Okay, now I'm gonna set that aside. And here I've got my 1/3 cup almond milk, and to that I'm gonna add my 3 eggs and a teaspoon vanilla extract. Whisk that together really well. Got that all whisked together, so now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pour it over the top of my bubble up. And now this is ready to go into my preheated oven at 350, uncovered for probably, I'm guessing, 25 to 35 minutes, or until this is nice and golden brown and that dough is cooked through. So I will be back at that point. Let this bake just at 35 minutes. It is looking and smelling done. So I'm going to let this sit for probably 10 minutes just to cool a little bit. And then I will, during that time, make up my icing, and then I will pour that on. For the icing, I've got a small bowl here, and I'm gonna add in my half cup Lakanto powder, 2 tablespoons Greek yogurt, and my 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract. And I'm gonna just whisk all that together. Here's how that is looking. And there's my kitty. That has sat, the bubble up has sat a good 10 minutes, so it is ready for this to be poured on. So I'm gonna just drizzle my icing on the top. And that is all there is to this one. So I'll cut out a serving, show you what that is, and give you points. I cut a serving out of this, which I've got factored in at 1/12 of the total, and there is, look at the inside. And here is the serving. And that is gonna be 3 points. Smells really good. We'll give it a try here in just a minute. All right.
Okay.
Got my husband here.
Already.
Let's cool down a little bit more.
I'm ready.
Is it warm at all?
I don't know.
Oh, we'll go for it. You're ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Everybody's ready.
It's like SpongeBob whipping this piece.
It's been a while since I've made a regular bubble up, and I've never done a dessert one. So, the cat's back. She's been in the background the whole time, having chiquis.
So, as we've said before,
Apple's
I'm
not
not an apple dessert guy.
Do you like how I keep making apple dessert?
It's very, very apple-y.
Yes, but that being said, I guess focus on the rest of it, which is more cinnamon roll-esque.
So it's got a lovely apple cinnamon flavor. Mm-hmm. It's moist.
Okay. Did I overcook it?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
All right. Oh, 3 points, I believe, unless I have that calculated wrong. But
I mean, it's a great dessert.
Breakfast?
For 3 points, I think it's a satisfying breakfast. I would double in for 6 or 7 points, because you know when you double.
Yeah, the Weight Watcher math.
That would be totally acceptable for a breakfast. Yeah, no, really satisfying.
Okay, just you're not a fan of the apples.
No.
Okay, and there are quite a bit of apples in there, as you can see. But yeah, my focus for you is more on the.
You'll notice that I'm eating it though.
You
right?
are eating it, yeah.
But I don't really turn down food, so.
Well, that is true. Okay, guys, so you would like that probably without the apples?
It would be excellent, and I think if you're an apple dessert person, nobody would complain about this.
Okay. And I'm going to try it later. I'm fasting, so I can't try it at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it because, well, I love apples, just like you. See what I did there? Mm-hmm. All right. All right, guys, that was apple cinnamon roll bubble up. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check down the description box below for all the ingredients, instructions, WW recipe builder link, calories, macros, all that info and more will be down in the description box below the video. But thank you as always for watching, and we will see you on the next one.